Hello everyone, Josh here with X's Games, bringing you another Awaken cast error video, and today I'm going to be exploring the best combo in Arena. Now, my team is not quite equipped for Arena like I'd want it to be. Like, I don't have enough speed on certain units or excess gear that has speed on it that I can interchange. So keep that in mind when you watch today's video. You're going to be seeing the combo, but you're not going to be seeing the combo at its full potential. Now, a lot of you know that Arena has Windstrex on pretty much almost every team, because Windstrex is by far, to a lot of people, the best unit for PvP, for bolstering, for buffing up your speed, so your entire team can go first and then cleave the enemy. But what would you say if I told you there was actually two units that are superior to Windstrex, and one of them is also an epic as well, so just as easy to build and just as likely to pull? Well, let's go ahead and get into it. Now, the main course, the big strategy that I'm going to be showing you at the end with actual a PvP fight, is a strategy that was developed actually months ago, but a lot of people in the game just do not understand that it exists. It's right there in front of them, but they don't see it. So I'm here to show a lot of you today and open up some eyes. And a lot of you probably have this unit, maybe not because it is a legendary, but quite a bit of you probably have this unit sitting around doing nothing while you're using Windstrex in PvP when you could be using this bad boy. So with all that said, let's go ahead and get into the action. So we already know about Windstrex. We don't really need to talk about Windstrex. We know all about what she can do and what she offers to the table. Now, keep in mind she has an A grade speed. Well, there is a, sorry, I clicked the wrong button. There is a unit that is actually an epic as well, that is much faster than her, and what I would consider right now somewhat of a PvP god, a very underrated unit that's not being utilized, and that is our boy Kyle. His speed without glyphs obviously, but his max ascended speed and everything like that at 6-star, he is sitting, I believe, at 146, which is one away from the fastest unit in the entire game. Even faster than Cyrus, which is at 144. Again, these are before glyphs. And that's way faster than Windstrex. So Windstrex would never ever outspeed Kyle or the next unit we're going to be discussing. So that's a good benefit. Now, what can Kyle do that's so broken, Josh? Like, why is he such a god to you in PvP? Well, he has this bad boy skill here called Chameleon. Shapeshifts into the targeted enemy for 2 turns, immediately grants 1 bonus turn plus another turn at the end of the round. This shapeshift does not work against bosses or elite units. Well, luckily enough for us, guess who is not an elite and is in a lot of PvP teams? Windstrex. We can transform into Windstrex, use Windstrex's own skill against her, buff up our own team's speed, and then we get the speed cleave without even running a Windstrex. Very exciting, right? So that's one tilted combo you can run. And since he's going to always outspeed her, it doesn't matter. By the way, another quick tip, when he does use his Chameleon, he still stays as a water element. So you could literally make a water Balbarith, you can make a water Mythasia, or whatever kind of crazy combos that you want to utilize in PvP or other modes of the game. It's actually pretty disgusting. And his stat distribution isn't terrible either. His defense could be a little bit better, but he's not really there per se to be a DPS. He's more or less there to be a support unit because of what he can do. He could basically take the enemy's strongest unit and utilize it for your own team. So you would want to build your gear accordingly for, when you're stealing things. Like, what kind of units do you want to steal? That's kind of what you're going for here. And of course, you want to boost out his speed as best as possible too for PvP. So he can do things like that. So Kyle is disgusting. Don't be surprised after today's video you guys don't start seeing more Kyles in PvP, or even the next combo we're getting ready to show you, which is by far I consider the best one. Now, this combo will be as good as long as tank meta isn't a thing, and right now tank meta is going to be a ways away, because yes, some of the top whales might be able to build a tank team, but that's going to be like the top 1%. So PvP is still going to be pretty much the speed cleave meta for the foreseeable future, as tank teams will eventually come later down the road. So our next unit isn't as free to play friendly, but it's by far the best combo in my opinion, and that is a legendary wood character. Who is it? Ba-ba-bum! It is Goobad. Now, Goobad got a big buff from beta. His ultimate does way more damage, and since he does have an A attack, which is great, he can actually be utilized as a speed burner and a DPS as well. He also has a poison in his kit, So that's very nice, I suppose. And he can take a ton of turns depending on how much speed he has. Now his trait is disgusting, and by far one of the I wouldn't say the best trait, but it's definitely one of the better traits in the game because of the way it's utilized and what you can do with it. Like the current guild boss, that's going to be a great strategy to use this guy, obviously in PvP. Now again, he is the fastest character in the game. His base speed at max ascension is 147, one higher than Kyle, 3 higher than Cyrus, and I believe 7 more than Hugh. After that, it just kind of drops down. And again, these two units are way faster. They're out of this league, okay, in comparison to Windstrex. She just isn't on that level. These two guys are in the stratosphere. She's still ground level. But if you get 5 dupes in him, he becomes insanity. Now, a lot of people are obviously not going to have that, so let's just stick to the basics here. +1 bonus turn per 150 speed. That's awesome. Plus, he gets 10 speed upon casting any ability. Now, since you know you're going to already start off with 2 skills because your speed's going to be over 150 easily, you're already going to be getting an additional +20 speed. And those stacks are permanent until, of course, the fight is over. So you get an additional perma 100 bonus speed if the fight goes long enough. And with really good 5 and 6-star gear, which I do not have on him right now, that speed, you're going to get him up to 300 to even possibly 400 throughout a fight, which means he potentially, when you finally get him ascended enough, could be taking 4 turns every round at the beginning of the fight, which allows you to do a lot of shenanigans with a particular spell, which makes this combo broken in PvP, which I'm going to be showcasing here momentarily. So now that you know a little bit about the boy Goobad and what he has to offer here, let's go ahead and showcase him in a PvP match. Now again, win or lose, my PvP team is not up to snuff when it comes to being a PvP team for the higher echelon of the meta. There's just no way around that. I can't do much about that right now because, you know, I'm limited on resources, and most of my resources are going into units that I'm using in other modes. So PvP right now is not my particular priority, and it may not be for you as well, but this is definitely some good information, some food for thought for later on down the road. So here's my current team. I got Connor, Mary, Goobad, Hydrisia. Now I'm going to take Mary out. I'm probably going to go and throw my Zatlix in there. Still no dupe of Zatlix, unfortunately. I could get the one from the Covenant, but I'm not quite there yet. I think I need to get a couple more pieces of gear to +15, and then I'll have him. So that'll be a big 15% base attack boost for him, which will be awesome. But anyway, so my Goobad, I believe, is sitting right now at like 225 speed. So there are some Windstrexes out there that could still outspeed him because they have investment in their gear. I do not. He's not glyphed out. He has no skill ups, really. He's basically just a vanilla 50 Goobad with whatever scraps I had on him. But he's already sitting at 225, which is crazy. Got my Hydrisia, my Zatlix, and my Connor. I think that's the team we're going to go in with. Now, I'm not going to use Water Prison. Well, actually, I might use my Water Prison because I'm not too sure. Because again, my team is not built for arena, so I don't have speed on any of my DPSs. Only Goobad and maybe a little bit on Connor. That's it. So I might want to run that. But the Agile Leap, that first spell that we had, ladies and gentlemen, that is the key to this combo. That spell basically lets me sacrifice one of my character's turns to grab one of the characters to replace that character's turn, and then I can use them. So basically, since my Goobad gets 2 turns at the start here, again, if he had 300 plus speed, 350 plus speed, or no, actually it'd be what? Like what, 450, something like that to get 3 turns because I don't have any traits, obviously. So if I got around that kind of speed, he'd be going 3 times right now. And again, later down the road, if you get enough dupes, you could actually potentially go 4 times, which is nuts. And if you build him for a DPS, he's going to do a ton of damage. He also has a poison in his kit as well, and his skill 1's also pretty decent if you have like William in your team. So there's a lot of cool combos you can do with Goobad. You could run him outside of arena. He's that good now, thanks to the buff. So we're gonna go ahead and pop his ult real quick, you know, just to get whatever damage. It's only gonna be like a few hundred here and there. It's no damage at all. His gear is trash. His gear is absolutely trash. Yeah, it's not too bad. Not too bad. So now that we've done that, now we want to go ahead and pop the Agile Leap. Now this is where the combo goes full force. So we're going to take the Agile Leap, and we're going to go ahead and leap right into our Hydrisia. Now Hydrisia is going to do some really good damage for us. Now, what I want to do first is, since I'm looking here at my turn order, you see here that his Zatlix goes before mine, which is going to be a bit problematic because, as you know, that Zatlix was 4-star Awaken, so he's probably pretty well developed. Probably his best DPS on this team. Probably more scary than the Hydrisia. So we're going to go ahead and just pop a stun. You know, you could run whatever secondary spell you want depending on your team build. And you can do a lot of crazy combos with this. And you can also run Kyle plus Goobad for more tilt. Hell, you could run Kyle, Goobad, and Windstrex in a DPS or whatever you want to do. You can do some crazy things, guys, with this strategy. It's disgusting. So we're going to go ahead here. I'm just wondering if I'm going to use my speed down, or I think I'm going to just go full ult, kill that Mary and kill that Windstrex. Maybe even hopefully do a ton of damage to the Hydrisia, because we can survive a Hydrisia, I do believe, with Connor's shields, even though my Connor doesn't have very good attack gear. Again, guys, my team is not equipped right now for PvP. I should have probably just ran Mary and put invincibility there, but he might have the bomb, which a lot of people are running because of Mary now. Yeah, he had it, so it wouldn't have mattered. So hopefully we can just survive. Our 2 DPSs will survive this. Oh my god. Oh, I completely I completely had a brain fart. For some reason, I thought my Zatlix died. I was like, what's going on? Did I forget to put gear on him? No, it was just Connor that died, so we're okay. I got nervous for a second. I was like, what's going on here? That isn't good. Now, the question now becomes, can I kill both these units? Because my Zatlix, see, in a normal situation right now, my Zatlix would be more than strong enough to kill both these units. However, my gear is not very good and it's not equipped for PvP. That is my main issue. So we're going to see what happens here, because normally I would run the 50% attack spell and just nuke with my Hydrisia or Zatlix, and it usually goes okay. But since my speed wasn't fine-tuned well enough, I, of course, had to run the stun spell just to buy myself an additional turn because of that Zatlix. Now, what I should have probably done, which I made an error, which you guys would probably call me out on in the comment section, I should have probably used speed down. That way I'm not in this situation this turn, because now my Hydrisia is actually too slow. So let's see what happens here. We're gonna go ahead. We're gonna go ahead and go into this Hydrisia. We might kill the Hydrisia. I don't know about the Zatlix though. The Zatlix I'm worried about. Nope. It's up to Goobad. I don't think Goobad is gonna have the damage. I would laugh if he... Oh, he actually crit. I'm speechless. I'm speechless. But yes, so you guys and gals see the combo. The only thing you need to do now is take what I show you and tweak it, refine it, and make it beautiful. Turn it into a diamond, okay? Because I gave you the tools, I gave you the knowledge, you now are educated. Now go out there, fellow Ace players, and destroy PvP. And I know a lot of whales are going to pick up on this and they're going to use this strategy as well, but even free-to-players can utilize this strategy. You now have multiple options. It's not just Windstrex or bust in PvP. You can use Windstrex, you can use Goobad, you can use Kyle. Heck, if you have a fast Cyrus can go in there and one-shot Windstrex turn 1 as well. So you have a few viable options. But this, in my opinion, is the best combo in the entire game right now for the speed cleave meta. That's currently the top meta in the game, because obviously the lack of tanks. Going forward, we'll see how that goes. But yes, if you speed tune your team, you get your Goobad with way better gear than I had, then you're talking. Now you're in business. Now you're going to be good for mid to end game PvP. Windstrex might work now for maybe a little while, but when people start catching on that there's units out there that completely counter Windstrex, like we've shown here today, it's going to become a whole new ball game. So why not jump ahead and get ahead of the curve? So there you guys go. Hope you guys enjoyed. This was a video that I've been wanting to make for a few days here. Glad I was able to finally get time to make it. Hope you all enjoyed. Don't forget to go ahead and smash that like button. Don't forget to subscribe, tick notifications. Join us in the Discord in the description below. And go ahead and follow me on Twitter at XSPlays. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. As always, peace.